Hi everyone, my name is Julie. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're doing our 1 month, 1 palette, and I'm kind of sad to be leaving March behind because I loved the palettes I was using this month. I was a bit ambitious on using 3 palettes, but they were smaller palettes, so I ended up just kind of like mixing and matching them. I definitely have some favorites. So let's get to it, and then I'll be using 2 new palettes for the month of April and hopefully giving them some love too. Like I always say, I do decide whether or not to keep or to color them during these videos, and I'm going to be keeping all 3 of these. It's like a no-brainer for me. I really enjoy these palettes, and I'm talking about the I Heart Revolution donut palettes. What? Yes. So the one here, this is Maple Glazed. I love this palette. It's like really nice. You can clearly see I have some favorite shades. I really like that middle shade. It's like a true light champagne shade. I really like this gold. It's beautiful all over the lid. I really like that copper. I don't use this one as much. It's just, you know, it's transition shade and I just don't need as many transition shades. And then I love that one. So this is really good, highly pigmented. I've talked about these before. The packaging is super cute. It did get a little dirty in my drawer, which I'm kind of sad about, but love this. It added a nice kind of like color palette to my spring. This is definitely a favorite. I really like this one. If you haven't checked out the donut palettes, I really like it. I do believe that some I Heart Revolution palettes are hit and miss, but I think the donut ones are a total win. All right, let's talk about Strawberry Sprinkle. This is like the red pink one. And I do have some issues with this one, but I'm going to keep it anyways. I think this shade here, like the punchiest red shade, never gives me quite the look I'm looking for on my lid. Like it never quite gets there, but this middle shade here is lovely. I absolutely love it. Like every time I put this on, I just have to put that on top because that never quite gets to where I want it to go. That cranberry shade on the side there is great. I don't use the mattes as much on here. It's just personal preference, but the shimmers are fantastic. I do think this one is nicely pigmented. This one, again, transition shade, it's fine. I just don't use it all that often. And for the last one, Raspberry Icing. This is definitely pink. There it is, pink. You can see once again my favorite is that one. And the middle shade. The middle shades on these are great. That pink does do a good job of getting pink, but I use it kind of like an all-over lid shade and then I put a pop in the middle. It's just never, I don't know, apparently I'm not a one shade on the lid type of gal. Like I just never can get there with a matte shade. It's never something I really pull for. So I do like these palettes. I think the shimmers are fantastic. I do think they're a little bit better than the mattes just because the matte selection is kind of like standard. I don't know. I mean, they're all poppy, right? Like they all have these bright colors, but in terms of, they just go well with the shimmers, but they don't like overpower the shimmers. And actually in terms of blending, they're a little bit harder to do. That's all there. But as soon as you know that going into it and you're like looking for shimmers like I look for shimmers, you're gonna love these palettes. So I like them. I'm really excited to have them in my collection and yay! Okay, let's talk about April because I'm not getting rid of any of those 3 palettes. So in April, I had initially planned after pulling out 3 eyeshadow palettes to just do 1 small eyeshadow palette so I could really get some use out of it. And basically I used each of those just like 3 times. Like that's all I had time to do. 9 looks, that's what I got. So I initially had pulled this e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow in Rose Water. This is what everyone has been talking about on the tubes lately. And I don't know, I've never opened it yet. Let's open it to see. People have been saying it's like really pigmented, it's like really nice to use, easy to blend. And that's what it looks like. It's got 4 shades in there. It's, you know, nothing like super out there, but the shimmers in here, you can probably tell I love shimmers, were really interesting to me. That's what the lightest shimmer looks like. I'll do all 4 for you. That one was not what I expected. Okay. So those are the 4 shades there. I've got the 2 shimmers and the 2 mattes. It's very interesting on how dark. Is that even, no, it's not. This is actually not a matte. I thought that was. It's got a little shimmer in it. I have to blend these a little bit more. They're not quite doing what I was expecting them to do. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. That one looks not great. That one looks super patchy. Do you see that? Interesting. And even this dark brown purple shade doesn't look that great. The shimmers look fantastic. You know, I'm a shimmer type of girl too, but I was expecting these to be a little bit better based on like the looks people were getting out of it. I'm hoping this goes a little bit better on the eyes than it does on my hand. I do know that I use eyeshadow primer, so it should help it out a little bit, but that mid taupe shade is like actually not good at all. But maybe it'll look better as a transition shade. I really don't need a super amount of transition shades. This little buddy is only $3, so I guess I should temper my expectations for it. But people online were saying it was so good. It was like as good as high end, so I did have high hopes for it. But we'll see. You know, it is only $3, so it's okay if I don't like it. You guys know I purchased that Coach palette with the T-Rex. I got Rexy here. Ah, so cool. Okay, so little Rexy here, I decided I did want to give him a go. I want to see the quality of these shadows, or if it's just going to be a collector's piece for me. Like, is this something I should actually use or not? So, it's so cute. It just makes me smile every time I see it. I just showed this to you in my makeup rehab video, but that's what it looks like. It's 6 shades. Very neutral. We'll see. I swatched it in that video if you're interested. This Sunrise was one I didn't swatch. And I don't know how I feel about that color. It's like a pumpkin color. And I know that's really popular. Look at that pigmentation on these. Aren't those great? I know that's really popular right now, but I think it's going to make me a little bit jaundiced. We'll see though. I promise I will put it on my eyes. At least once I'll put it on my eyes. You know, I wear black to Ulta, so maybe something like that will really warm it up, especially as I get a tan going. But I'm excited to try this. This is really exciting to me. I'll be back at the end of April to tell you or maybe early May. I don't know. It depends on like if I can actually get some use out of this. These palettes, sometimes it takes me a little bit longer than others to use them, but I'm excited to give them some interesting looks and see what I think. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.